So I'm going on a trip to London tomorrow, and I'm so excited. For those of you who don't know, I lived there for over 15 years, and this is my first time returning back since we moved to the States, and I'm so excited. But with all that excitement comes the inherent stress of packing. I'm gonna be there for just over 2 weeks, so I need all the supplies that I need for those 2 weeks, plus extras in case of failure. You know how it goes with type 1 diabetes. It's like plan ahead and ahead of the plan to plan ahead. So as a nod to the old school YouTube what's in my bag, which I'll never tire of watching those videos. I love a good what's in my bag. So as a nod to that, I thought I would take you through what's in my carry-on bag. First up, and I'll insert a screenshot here, I have an ongoing note in my Notes app on my iPhone that I keep track of everything I want to make sure to not forget to put in my checked baggage. So first of all, to have that checked baggage list, and I have one for checked baggage too, but to have that backup to know past Andrea has thought of future Andrea and has that list of things to check off, that is a great comfort to me. Gotta tell you, my carry-on bag it's the Madewell Transport Tote it has a zip top. So obviously, Omnipod controller and my iPhone. Now, normally when I'm traveling, I will put my iPhone in this, it's called a Bandolier, and then you can kind of put it over your shoulder like so, and it hangs down, and you can kind of go hands-free but always have access to that phone. It kind of makes your phone into like a crossbody bag. I don't have it in there right now because I'm not leaving till tomorrow morning, but that is what I will put my phone into and have it on the outside. Blood sugar machine, mine is the VerioFlex. It's not something I normally need because I'm on the Dexcom G6, but in case I feel like the numbers on the Dexcom aren't matching up, or just in case anything happens with my Dexcom, I have this as backup. This is the backup from the backup diabetes thought process. Water bottle. This is a fancy water bottle called a Dopper, and I like it because it becomes chalice. Now, I never use the chalice. I just use it like a normal water bottle. But, you know, if you're so inclined to get fancy, who doesn't need a water bottle with a chalice? I mean, come on. Are you even living if your water bottle isn't a chalice? Next up, my passports. So, like I said, I'm a British and American citizen, so I travel with both those passports. It's no big deal, you know. Next up, wallet. Max Mara wallet my mom gave me.
I think you just whispered to me.
Oh no. Next up, my iPad. I don't even know what iPad this is, but it has the pencil thing. This case is a Logi case that opens up into a keyboard. That's my husband crying when he saw me walking down the aisle at our wedding. He couldn't even hide that he loved me. We got your classic AirPods. Bought a case for these recently because I keep dropping them. So it's like Butterfingers over here. We got to put a case on it, and I kind of like it. I can link the case down below. It's very fabulous. It's like neon and came with a little, oh my God, case in point. This is exactly why I need the case. Namaste. Sunglasses, because we're doing old school YouTube. Let's get the old sunnies on. It's no big deal. Just traveling to London tomorrow. We got house keys, obviously. I gotta do a special shout out. I got a picture of my dad in there. My cousin gave me this key ring, and it's got a picture of my dad in it, so always have him with me, which I like very, very much. Diabetes section of the video. So I have referred to this pouch before many, many, many times. I call it my grab and go. And I always have this in my diabetes supplies, packed up and ready to go. Inside of it, it has 2 Omnipod pods, glucose tablets. It has an emergency HypoPen. It also has alcohol swabs in there. I think I also have some Dexcom stickers on there too. This I always have packed with a couple of pods and all the accoutrement, because I've had it before when like I'm traveling and something goes off. I have changed my pump in an airplane bathroom in flight at least once, maybe twice. So I always carry with me, not only for that, but in case the luggage gets lost. This might be tad controversial for some people, because some people, they carry on all their supplies, and you are allowed and allotted an extra, totally extra carry-on bag for just medical supplies. So it doesn't have to be your carry-on bag. It can be an additional bag that they legally, I believe, have to allow you to take on, of course. So a lot of people will travel with everything in there, and I've done that several times. It's a lot to carry, especially when I'm going somewhere for a long period of time. So technically this would get me through, depending on where I'm at on my Omnipod, this would get me through another 6 days minimum. I feel comfortable with that, but please know that you can take on an extra medical bag, no questions asked, no extra fees, nada. And I've done that before, tried and tested, it's totally cool. That's just how I do it. And the great thing about this is, because it's always packed and ready to go, I didn't need to think twice about packing this. I just grabbed it and put it in. And that's as far as I had to think about these specific diabetes supplies, which is such a load off my mind. I just love that. Another, as you can see, I like a good see-through bag. You know what I mean? Like, you can eyeball it, especially with the grab and go. I love being able to eyeball it and be like, okay, we got that, we got that, we got that. Bada bing. In my next pouch of goodness, meds so I'm traveling on a Thursday, so this is my Thursday pack. So I have an external charging pack. If I don't have a plug on the plane, and if I don't have a USB port on the plane, I can charge my Omnipod or my phone with this. I always come at a flight with everything as charged full as it possibly can be. I don't think I've ever actually had to charge in flight per se, but in case I were to have an issue with my Omnipod and it needed to be charged, or I don't know, you wake up and it wasn't charged properly overnight and you know, you need that extra juice, I've got it. Plus I can charge like my iPad, my phone, etc. But really the big one that I cannot do without is the Omnipod controller. So that's that. Next up, I have a bunch of these little snackaroos. So obviously I have the glucose tablets in the grab and go bag, but I also, I get hungry, and I also have a sweet tooth when I'm traveling, especially for some reason. And so I like to pack things that, first of all, I know generally how they affect my blood sugar, and they're sweet treats, but they're not too hard hitting, because sometimes you have a sweet tooth, but your blood sugar ain't the lowest. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are the skinny dipped lemon Bliss almonds. They're not too hard hitting on the old blood sugar because they're almonds enrobed in some kind of delicious shenanigans. It's like a sweet yogurt type thing. But because you have that fat from the almond, it really is really blood sugar friendly. And they're kind of like tart almost. So sometimes I can just have a couple of these and be like, oh, that sorted out that like little sweet taste I needed in my mouth. On a similar, and actually the same brand, which I did not realize. Hey, you know, you want to collaborate with me? Let me know. These are the skinny dipped peanut butter cups. What I would consider like, okay, it's clean ingredients and it's 2 grams of sugar per cup. And I really find them very satisfying. They have some chicory root powder in there, or excuse me, chicory root fiber, which I know kind of ups the fiber content, and that makes things less net carbs. So depending on how you dose, this is 6 grams of carb and 3 grams of fiber per cup. So very, 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 very blood sugar friendly, I've found. But with stuff like that, with the added fiber to kind of negate the carbs, you never quite know. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. So I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the almonds. Okay, in my defense, this is like for snacks when I'm there too. 5 more, 6 of the peanut butter cups. Next up, my old faves, the NuGo Slims. I love these guys. I've collaborated with these guys before. My husband David also eats these. He likes the peanut butter flavor. I like the espresso flavor. The mint chocolate chip is really good too. It's another one of these kind of protein bars that has that fiber in it, so it gets you to that net carbohydrate level of a lower amount. So these have 170 calories, 18 grams of carbohydrates, 6 grams of fiber. They're not like magical to bolus for. I bolus for the whole amount of carbohydrate. I don't tend to bring down my carb counts by fiber, but that's just me. And for those of you who aren't familiar, some people dose their insulin by carbohydrate counting. If you're a net carb person, that tends to be the total carbs minus the fiber equals net carbs. And for some things, I will adjust that net carb game, but for these I don't, but I just like them. Good amount of protein. Tomorrow it's an early morning flight, so I probably, well, I definitely won't have breakfast here. So these will be in my bag in case I need something or I want something and I don't like what's like, you know, being served for breakfast on the plane or whatever. Just good to have. Last up in this bag, and then it's empty, see, you see through. LMNT electrolyte drink powder. Electrolyte mix that has 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, 60 milligrams of magnesium, and no sugar. It's sweetened with stevia, I believe. I really like these. I really like these. They're very salty. I put them in a ton of water. I like that too because it kind of, I can really flavor out like a large amount of water with just one of these guys. I'm dropping everything everywhere. I got started using these because I wasn't drinking enough water, period. So that, and I also wanted to really up my hydration because I was having stomach problems. It's an ongoing thing for me. So these I just love. I have maybe one a day. Don't normally do more because it flavors such a large amount of water. This is too much information, Andrea. You get the gist. I'll link all this down below. All the products and stuff like that I will link down below because those I really rate. Last thing. Hold on a minute. Pens. Sometimes you don't have to fill out like the landing card, but sometimes you do. Actually, fun fact, my husband, very cute, he has traveled before with many pens so that he can give them to people, filling out landing cards and tell them to keep it. So, it's pretty cute, I thought. Okay, hair tie, you know, for the old hair going up, shine ends. And then that's that. That's what's in my bag. So, what's in your bag? Tell me. I just really try to think ahead as much as possible, try to take everything with me that I need, but also try not to overpack, which is an ongoing problem of mine. Okay, so I just finished filming and I realized that I missed out possibly the most important thing, you know, the thing that keeps us alive, insulin. And now I'm in front of the fridge here, obviously because it's the night before traveling, so I don't have this already in my carry-on bag, but this is how I take my insulin, you know, just your average plastic bag, and I take more than enough. because you never know. You could drop a vial of insulin and go splat everywhere. But one thing that helps me with that is the vial safe, which is like a rubber thing that goes around your insulin bottle. So if you were to drop it, it wouldn't do the splatter, because I think I've dropped one insulin bottle in my day, and no. That was quite enough for me to never, ever want to go without one of these guys, which I'll link down below. But yeah, so more than enough insulin in a plastic bag. Some people will go whole hog and do like a cooler thing, and I absolutely, you know, you do you, and that's very smart actually. I'm sure most people would say that's the right thing to do, so don't follow me. But I just sort of figure, okay, it'll be out for like 10 hours out of the fridge all told, and I'm leaving, you know, from here and going straight to a place where I can put it straight in the refrigerator. So that's why I'm not too freaked out about the temperature, but I totally get that people, it's probably the right thing to do to bring the cooler, keep it cool. So anyways, insulin. And I keep that in the fridge until the very last minute. And in order to remember to pack it, I have, well, first of all, I have a reminder on my phone included in the carry-on list, but also I have this Post-it sticky note pad thing that I keep out and have it the night before. I write down things that are not immediately in, but I have to pack them last minute. So I write on there insulin, actually blood sugar machine is on there too, I can check that off, but insulin I will check off in the morning and keep that out and in view. I've done it before where I stick Post-it notes like several different places, because you just don't want to forget the insulin, right? You don't want to forget any of it, but definitely not like the life-saving medication. That's what's in my bag. What's in yours? I want to know everything. What do you travel with? What's your hacks? Oh, I love a good travel hacks video too. Oh, what's in my bag? Travel hacks. I love it. So please let me know down below. And like I said, I'll link everything down below too, that are in terms of like little products and things in case you're interested. And with all that being said, I wish you guys a wonderful day. Wherever you are in this world, I wish you great blood sugars. Oh, just the best, most joy-filled, most adventure-filled travels and experiences with the ones that you love, which is so doable, type 1 diabetes or not, but so doable living with type 1 diabetes, and so worth it. But most of all, always, I wish you a happy, healthy mind with it all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.